What's going on, folks? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits, special basement edition, morning basement edition version of Nev's Tech Bits today. Today, I want to talk about if the American, if the North American government, actually primarily U.S., was a tech guy, it would be creepy as like, so creepy. Okay, so the number one rule I always say is do not look through people's files. Do not look through people's files. That is what makes you, that is what divides you between one of the creepy people in IT and one of the regular people in IT. And man, oh geez, they've gone above and beyond. You know, you get your stuff in, you're supposed to fix it, you're supposed to send it out, and that's it. But everywhere I go, I just hear rules being broken, more stuff, more stuff. And senators are starting to ask why the American government, or at least police, can find anybody anywhere in the country, maybe even the world, based on their phone. They can find any phone they want. They can just, bam, they found it, just like that. And it just blows my mind. This isn't conspiracy theory. This is real stuff. This is real world. Microsoft, I'm pretty sure I read that Microsoft gave the CIA access into systems. Either way, what we know, what has been proven, is that the American government has access to people's systems with keys that have been handed over to them or hacked or pirated. So if they wanted to, they could get into my computer. Like, they could get into my computer. If you don't think they can get into your computer, if you're not unless you're some super talented person, you're full of it. They can get into your system. They can read whatever they want. Can they prosecute you about it? They cannot prosecute you about it unless you're dealing with terrorism stuff. And if they were doing that, they wouldn't knock on your door with a warrant. They wouldn't knock. They wouldn't knock. They can do so much with your technology. It's unbelievable. So some people are like, oh, hey, I know what I'll do. I'll go with old phones. I'll go with old phones that don't have built-in GPSs. They can still triangulate your location based on, if you can tick off 3 cell towers, they can figure out exactly where you are. And okay, so cell phones these days have GPSs, and they use assisted GPS, which is basically triangulating where you are based off how many cell towers you're near. It can figure out exactly where you are. It's amazing. The American government can do all this stuff. But what really blows me away is the American government doesn't pay for much health care. They let people just die, pretty much. It's so unfortunate. Man, I remember I had a friend whose father was chief of police. She broke her leg, and they still had to pay $300 to get it fixed. Now, down in the States, you're probably like, oh, hey, that's not much money, whatever. In Canada, if I broke my leg, I wouldn't have to pay a cent. And hey, maybe I can understand paying $10, something like that. But like, we're not communists, we're socialists, and I don't mind throwing a little bit into the pot. We're still capitalists here. That's true. I don't mind throwing a little bit into the pot to know that old age has a pension, and that the sick have help. I don't mind any of that stuff. But man, just putting all the money towards the military and not caring about grandma. So America's like a creepy guy. Not all America. In this situation, America is a creepy stepkid that's in the basement that won't move out. He's probably like 25. And he won't even go to the pharmacy to get his his mom, his grandma, life-saving medication. But he'll sit in the basement and read all kinds of information about people all over town, or in his Dungeons and Dragons club, or is in another clan on the other side of the world. He'd rather spend money on upgrading his Xbox than he would on helping his failing mother, who he lives with. It's just amazing. Geez, I'm at the point, it blows my mind. All of this stuff that a decade ago we would have considered conspiracy theory, and now it's true. And this stuff is really, I blame the American government for giving conspiracy theories a foothold in anything. Man, it's like 1/3 of conspiracy theories out there are about the government. And out of that 1/3, at least 50% of them turned out to be true. You're giving these guys precedence. Stop being creepy. Like, I understand you gotta keep your country safe, but man, that just ain't right. That just ain't right. Your powers, you shouldn't be able to wield that like the Infinity Gauntlet. No one needs that kind of power, man. Within the universe, we got all kinds of things out there. We got the Living Tribunal. We got all kinds of stuff. But no, you have to wield that Infinity Gauntlet. I almost wonder if sometime the state's going to think, you know what, we have too much power. We have way too much power. We shouldn't be doing this. Maybe instead of watching everyone this much, you got to watch some people. We all have that one creepy friend you got to keep an eye on, or at least we all got that one guy at work we got to keep our eye on. But we got better things that we can spend our money than underground bunkers to record people's stuff. Oh man, oh, it hurts so much. 10 years ago, I would not believe it when someone told me there's underground bunkers that have miles and miles of tapes of people's conversations. No, it doesn't happen. And now it turns out that they don't just have calls, they also have encrypted data. Okay, so if I'm gonna get on my computer and send information to Google, it's going to go through about 3 different servers. Let's say one of those servers have a man-in-the-middle attack going on, and the FBI, CIA, NSA, whatever, is there getting information that is encrypted from my computer to the other place. They will save that information. They intercept it and they save it for later time. Do you have any idea how much information is moving over the internet? They save it so that they can decode it at a later date. So people like me running around with privateinternetaccess.com, they're going to find the key to that. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Or one of these new quantum computers that can literally, quite literally, do calculations in other universes is going to figure this stuff out. And you see the thing about code like that is it can be brute force. You can just kind of keep hitting it with passwords, keep hitting it all day long. It might take a long time, but you keep hitting it. But like if you try to brute force someone's email, it's not going to happen. It's just going to lock itself out. All the information that you're sending, all that information, they can just keep throwing passwords at it until they figure it out. And suddenly they know what your WhatsApp is saying. Then suddenly they know what your iMessages are saying. They have that kind of money, but they don't have money to keep grandma alive. I'm sorry about that, guys down there. I don't mean to be hitting on your system down there. It really is sad. And sometimes I think with the amount of money that you put into your military, like, hey, you look after Canada too with a little bit. Maybe we should send our healthcare down there. And that's going to trigger a lot of people. That's it from me, Nev from Nev's Tech Vets. Have a good one, folks, and take care of each other.